Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing this microphone. I have too many screens here. I can put chat on my phone and I'll put that here so I can see it. Sort of. Well, that works. Sure. Viewer list off to the side. And my stream stats, one viewer, which I'm pretty sure it counts me, so I'm talking to myself for a little while here. That's fine. Yeah, so Okami, this is, switch back to the game window. This is pretty much my favorite game of all time. Ever since it originally came out, I've been kind of enamored of it. Played it like 5 or 6 times when it came out, a couple more times over the years, but I haven't actually replayed it for a while. Mostly because it would involve digging out the PlayStation 2, which is a little bit beat up and just a little bit inconvenient there. It's been re-released on the Wii and the PS3, but good old PS2 version is pretty much canonical as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the Wii version apparently didn't even have that Sumei canvas texture all over it. It's a travesty. So there haven't been any options offered to me as far as graphics. So it's playing in a little tiny 1280 by 720 window here. I'd like to see if I can get it to full screen, but I'm pretty sure if I press start to begin the story, it's just gonna launch right into it. Unless it keeps going through this title movie again and again, but that's fine. I'm playing with an Xbox 360 controller, which is going to be taking a little bit of getting used to since I've been playing so much Splatoon 2 otherwise, and the A and B buttons are reversed, and that is going to be it's going to do wonders for my muscle memory. What do we have here? Is this the canvas texture? Oh, I do want the loading screen mini games, definitely. I mean, this is probably going to load a lot more quickly than the PS2 version, where you could actually get semi-rare in-game items for little paw print mini games on the loading screens. So I wonder if this is going to simulate the load times as well, or we'll start with it on. Nope, on. Yes. Ooh. I guess this is as high as it goes. It doesn't actually have full 1080p. It looks fine on the... Oh no, that is a little bit stretched. Let me adjust OBS real quick. No, I can't do that right now without stopping the screen. I don't want to do that just now, so we'll stick with... Go back to 1280 by 720, and I will try to remember that for the next time. I mean, I think 60 hertz is going to be ideal. Yeah, that should be fine. Vibration. I'm not using a mouse, so I hope that it just defaults to the regular layout of the PS2 controller, which I should have muscle memory years and years later. And that's enough fiddling with the options for now. I don't have a game file, so I don't know. I don't think continue was displayed right away in the original version. I don't remember. Just had to get up and turn my heat down a little bit. I don't want it to come on and deafen the audio, since my microphone is definitely going to pick that up and make everything else kind of inaudible if that happens. So right now I'm not going to start out by reading all the dialogue because it's a pretty dialogue heavy game, and I'm not really sure I'm comfortable doing trying to do voices yet, but we'll see as I progress throughout this. So I'll just try to go slow enough that people can read it. Though no one's here right now, so everyone who watches this in the archive, you could just pause it, I guess, and let me know if I was going too fast or something. I don't know. I'm new to this. I'm not sure that's an appropriate use of alas, but it's been like that for the original translation, so I'm sure they knew what they're doing. Oh, looks like he's not the King of England. Can't even remove a silly sword that's probably stealing away an ancient evil. It's. I mean, I guess he doesn't notice the swirling dark clouds overhead inside this cave. Oops. That sounds like a reasonable request. Oh, so unless he does that, then this mysterious, evil, eight-headed, who knows what? It's definitely irrelevant to that cutscene, that 15-minute cutscene that just played. It's just gonna be stuck in this cave. So this is where the story actually ends. No one actually says that dark prayer, and so the world's just at peace except for this one localized pocket of evil. Yep, great game. Bye. I really love that ink blot effect there. Gonna see that a lot, and it's lovely. How troublesome. Yeah, there's some kind of apocalypse going on, and it's just very troublesome. It's quite the inconvenience. Yeah, those ancient prophecies of doom, am I right? Let's just let the camera pan a little. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was a long cutscene, you know, it takes a lot out of you. I thought that just happened like 10 minutes ago. It sounds like it's been an epidemic. I think they didn't quite retool some of these cutscenes, right, for the HD version, since Easton is kinda hovering above Amaterasu's nose just a little bit there. Oh, back in the PS2 era, I don't think that would have been quite so noticeable. Wait, hold on. Okay, it looks like that little pop up is not going to show up on the stream, so I guess that Steam notifications are not captured by OBS. That's decent. Yeah, you probably don't want to put things in your mouth like that. You don't know where they've been. Yeah, that's definitely the biggest concern you have there. Now, let me just go back to the options because where were the options? Was that select? Yeah, I want to see if I can speed up that text speed since that is a little bit slow. That's not under sound. I don't think that's under controller. There's nothing there. Display? I don't think I saw text speed under there too. Maybe I'm just remembering the New Game Plus option since everything was pretty much skippable there. And maybe I should have just had the foresight to play through in advance first. Where's the fun in that? I guess maybe we'll just be doing it with a slow text speed for now. Oh well. Just get used to the controls a little bit. I think that I can pretty much remember how to play. Okay. I'm not gonna bother with remembering right bumper, right trigger and stuff. I'm just gonna call them like R1 and R2 just like the PS2 because that's what I'm familiar with. Let's see. Oh yes, there's a bark button. That's very important, you know. There's even a little animation when you're standing still. Yeah. Game of the year. Oh, I guess I can skip it with square. It's X, but it would be square in a PlayStation controller, so... Oh, maybe it's just certain story cutscenes that you can't advance through the text too quickly. They want you to actually read it, you know? Let's walk into the glowing light. Nothing ever bad happens there. Helpless. I've saved the world at least half a dozen times, thank you very much. Oh, that's first person view. I did forget that one. Oh, and that the controls are... I think I might want to inverse the controls. Oh, that's the wrong menu again. What setting was that under? Oh, it was just literally right here. I think it's just the x-axis that I want to invert. The other felt fine. Yeah, I think that'll do. AKA a save point. Yeah, sure. I don't think that that's really going to be an issue. Okami isn't that difficult of a game. I've never actually gotten stuck even on my first playthrough when I was... Oh, when did this game actually come out? I was a teen. 2003, maybe? Was it actually that? I'm gonna look this up. How long ago was that? It was a while ago. Oh, 2006. For some reason, I thought I saw 2003 on the title screen. So I was 16. That's fine. Even as a even as a high schooler, I didn't get stuck in this game. He, yeah. Hey, I already know the ropes. I'm going to execute a sequence break up ahead. It's going to blow your mind, Eason. Oops. Oh, the background art is in HD too. That's super nice. That nice instantaneous saving. I don't think that we can jump off the cliff here. No, it will not let us. Yeah. We have this nice head. Thanks for interrupting me, Eason. There's a little bit. There's 10 yen. That's like what? 10, like a penny or so. I don't know the conversion rate off the top of my head right now, but there's nothing in there. Nope. I mean, this is basically a Zelda game. We want to break all the pottery we find just to collect all of the random money and stuff. But there's usually more than just money in them. Anything over here? I don't think so. So now, can we sequence break this and get up here before Eason notices? I literally just did that. Thank you very much. Yeah. Just in case I accidentally jumped up on the wall and jumped again. Like, it's... I'm not going to pretend that I know all the secrets in this game, especially years later, but I think I know where all the important stuff is, or I can easily deduce it based off of what is atop a high ledge. Consumable items. Only 11 years before Breath of the Wild. Oh, I thought that was something else. It was just a fragment of pottery. Yeah. Ami. Cute name for a cute dog. Wolf, sorry. When the deity died, say like 100 years ago in combat with a giant monster for the fate of the village, perhaps? One of my favorite things to do in this game is just actually run around, just because of how you ramp up and you leave this trail of flowers around. It's a really cool effect, and I love how it actually varies depending on where you are. Like, it's a kind of muted palette here, but when we get into the overworld, the flower colors will change, and it's just really pretty. Just clouds, no stardust. Well, there's a little bit of stardust. You mean this little puddle? Oh no, I can't do that yet. You want to try restoring it, Ethan? Oops. Now here, the other thing is that I'm also playing Night in the Woods in the same time, and that uses the X button for interacting, while this uses the B button. So that's going to be another layer of, I can't remember the controls. I mean, were you going to do something about it, Ethan? Or no? I thought that Ethan was... Oh, yeah, I did not jump there. You normally can't jump in water, but sometimes Ami will try to jump out herself. And I guess it's detecting that this fence is something that she can jump on. I mean, you can kind of flop around, which is kind of cute. But yeah. So I guess we just have to go up top this hill. Wow, you made a leaf. Nice going, Ethan. Yeah, I guess that I guess Ethan's not quite powerful enough to create a giant flaming ball of gas thousands of light years away, in just the right coordinates and space to line up with those other stars of the constellation. I think he quite hasn't quite done enough physics calculations yet. Yeah. He sure practiced a lot of times with the basic controls. That's always, that's always recommended. So, we could do that, or we could just make our own constellation there. I want to draw on the rest of the dragon. I forgot that there's an upper limit to the number of stars you can draw. Okay, we'll do it right this time. But I also got to add another little touch. He didn't notice the line of stars shooting away before. Well, yeah, Ethan, you said it yourself that these brush powers are fueled by divine power, and I guess if you're an actual goddess, then you probably have a little bit more divine power than a little person like you. Sorry. I mean, I did just say a literal goddess, so first we must take Yomagami's life savings of, that was probably like 50 yen or so. I mean, we're not doing great. Oops, I did just skip that, but I thought that was going to be the same text, but it was not. Come on. I mean, I do remember having this problem of not being able to hit the pots very effectively back in the old days, too. So we can rotate the camera and brush mode and actually drag the style, or not the stylus, the brush along the screens to position ourselves better. And then we can actually, Easton was saying use the X button to draw, but we can actually use the Y button to draw big brush strokes. We just want to pay attention to the ink pot in the top of the screen because you only have a limited amount of ink to consume per session. Oh, I can see a couple of spots where I'm not sure whether I missed a little bit of ink or whether it's just the textures aren't quite scaling well. You see that big dark line by Eason's nameplate? That is... Huh. Oh no, that's just the edge. I guess that's just the edge of the island and just the way that the ink is rendering there. Don't worry, we can't swim off. There's a failsafe in this part. And I wasn't... Oh, I guess I didn't quite get to the edge, so we'll just fill that in. Also notice how our brush is actually Ami's tail and not Eason's bamboo brush. Another cute, nice touch there. There we go, we're across the river. Another glowing white door, but first there's more treasure, a little bit of extra money that probably won't really make much of a difference in the long run. Well, that sounds handy. So there's another mechanic, which I'm not sure if it will... Oh, there we go. You can eat food and put it in this celestial pseudo-stomach thingy. And once you've filled it up, it'll be like a free life, I guess. Although it takes effect in the middle of battles instead of like reverting you to a checkpoint or anything, so it can be pretty handy. Though, like I was saying earlier, the game isn't super difficult. So typically, I'll get the Astral Pulvagent. You can eventually unlock a couple of extra ones, and they will just basically fill up and just sit there because you aren't dying at all. I mean, I don't think that I'm just super great at video games and just really amazing at staying alive in battles and stuff. I think it's actually that this game was maybe not quite tuned to be as difficult as, say, the Breath of the Wild Champions Ballad. Oh, that was one of those those loading screen mini games, and I looked away and didn't notice it until it was too late. Well, there'll be more, and they'll last longer as we actually get into more complicated areas than this. So I guess we'll see that in more detail later. Oh, see another breakable. Can we jump in the water? No, we cannot. I've been doing this a while just by on instinct, but if you press, I actually probably will keep interchanging square and X just because that's what they're mapped to in my mind. You can start off a dash with a headbutt, and it will like launch you to the first tier of speed without having to build up your momentum first. Oh, what does this say? Waterfall, fountain, same thing. Oh, we can actually jump in the water here. Okay. And we do have, I'm not sure if that's exactly an oxygen meter or what, but we can't swim indefinitely. That's all that we know. Oh, that's some non-collision there. Oh, well, the tree is actually solid. It's just not solid all the way through. And I guess that saves them from having to like make a full 3D model if they just rotate it around like that. Oh no, I didn't really pay attention to like textures and modeling and so much back then. I just thought that it was like it is kind of rotating, as in those the bushes around the base of it are. But it looks like the actual tree itself has textures all the way around the model instead of just being a single texture that rotates with the camera. Just looking at the lines up there. Didn't notice that before. I don't think we have to touch each individual coin. I think Ami has some kind of treasure magnet type effect. Now, is there a shore over here? Yes, and it doesn't look like... Oh, there is treasure. I mean, I'm sure that I've gotten this before, since the stray beads are definitely a collectible that I have repeatedly, well, collected. So the one thing that I haven't done is look to see if there are any changes in the HD version, and I believe that this is just a direct port of the original PS3 version. So I don't know whether... I'm pretty sure that there aren't really any real gameplay changes. It's just the graphical ports. Okay, that was a kind of disappointing side path, but at least it shows how much attention they're paying to food. There's going to be a lot of different little details in the food around here, and it's a nice touch. I think this is one, like the game that I first started really paying attention to just the presentation of food in different games. Like, I think that shortly after playing Okami was when I played Odin Sphere and Muramasa the Demon Blade, and like Vanillaware especially puts a lot of attention into the food, and I definitely appreciate that. Now, he vanquished evil with the help of the wolf, or was it the wolf that vanquished evil with his help? Semantics. I mean, you just said that we're in the cave of Nagi, so I think that's probably as good a guess as any. Yeah, especially that one god who's been dead / asleep for 100 years. Hmm. Now let's, oh, you're not gonna actually stop me with that text box. No, it's fine. I don't see anything. I don't see any reason to do anything about it. Oh, can't jump down there. I mean, I didn't think we would because it doesn't look like there's an easy way back up. Have we exhausted all of Nagi's offerings? I think that we have. So now it's time to, I guess we'll restore the sword. He had the giant battle axe. It wasn't actually a sword, you know? See? Oh. I mean, yes? Didn't you notice the giant tail that looks like a certain familiar wolf's tail, Ethan? No? I mean, okay. I mean, I guess he really wasn't paying attention at all to Sakuya's entire speech there. But we're a wolf, so we can't talk, so I guess that he's just going to remain in the dark forever, and he's just going to be our completely ignorant companion. Hooray. This one looks like... we'll put one there, but I think that it needs a bigger tail. Just one that extends all the way up and maybe loops back around? Yeah. So you're giving me the Master Sword. Cool. Yes, thank you for telling us what Tachigami just told us. You almost had it, Ethan. Again, almost. You know what? It's also like Ethan. It's also just like that ancient prophecy of doom. And you know that those things are very troublesome. Okay. Oh yeah, and holding the X button or the circle button. See, I'm using PS2 controls again. While painting will make your brush move faster. You see how much faster it was than the default speed. That can be handy, just if you're impatient. But if I recall correctly, there are actually some places where the extra speed can help you when you actually don't have infinite time to think about your brush strokes. Just a little bit of foreshadowing. I know, I was lingering on the brush screen so long. Maybe I forgot how to return reality to its normal flow of time. Now, don't sell yourself short, Ethan. You did restore a bridge. You just didn't, I guess, I guess a bridge is a little bit different from a river of stardust, though, but still nothing to sneeze at. Sure, why not? I mean, just as long as you don't shout, hey, listen! Hey, listen! Watch out! Hey! In my ear every 2 seconds. I can literally in Ami's ear, since you're standing right on her head like that, I think we'll be fine. Ah, yes, that thing. And hooray for the arrow that will direct us to our goal. Can we cut down the torch? Yes, we can. So using these brush techniques does consume ink, and we only start with 3 ink pots, which are, I guess I guess this shares a lot more in common with Breath of the Wild than I was originally thinking, because if we go to our menu, we can upgrade our health and ink pots at the cost of praise, which we don't have any yet. So I guess those would take the be the equivalent of the spirit orbs in Breath of the Wild. So it's just going to be a choice whether we upgrade our focus on our ink pots or our solar energy health versus stamina. Though unlike Breath of the Wild, there's definitely more than enough praise in the game to max everything out. So that is nothing that we have to worry about. I don't actually think that there's any point to breaking these rocks here. There are going to be some in some places that will have like treasure underneath them. Oh, and the other thing is that if you can get your power slash line to cover multiple targets or rocks or logs or whatever, it will like get them all with one fell swoop to conserve ink. And it's pretty generous as far as like, oh, I forgot that cutting down trees sometimes drops items. It is pretty generous with like the line not having to be perfectly straight. Like there was a little bit of curve to that one, and most of the brush techniques are like that just because we're using a controller. And now let's see if I remember the combat controls. Oh, yes, we're in tutorial mode, so Ami has gone from her growling, snarling combat pose to their, I don't know what's going on, someone's talking to me. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of a trick to that. Some enemies you really can't use your brush on unless they've been reduced to a vulnerable state like this. And at least at this point in the game, I still don't like to use my power slash to deal extra damage when they're weakened, just because if I have to use a technique on something else, then I might run out of ink. And if you actually run out of ink, it's not just a matter of you not being able to use your brush. It also like sort of removes your divine attributes, and you don't have your weapons available until your ink fully recovers. It's a kind of weird quirk, and I'm not planning on. I try to avoid that. No thanks. Oops. But what I will do is try power slashing them after they've already been defeated. Because a lot of enemy, or every enemy I believe except for bosses, has this certain weakness to a certain brush technique where they'll drop a Demon Fang if you use that brush technique when they've been reduced to 0 health. So the thing with Power Slash in particular is that if you use it on an enemy when they're black and white and that's what defeats them, then you won't be able to use this floral finisher move to get these Demon Fangs, which uses currency for rare items, so I'd like to start collecting them early. And I realize that there's no one in the chat, so I don't know how much prospective viewers are going to know about this game, so I'm kind of reverting into tutorial mode, and I kind of apologize for that, but it's just explaining the way I'm going about playing the game because I know it so well, so there are certain optimizations that I'm going to be doing. And that is going to heal us, right? Yeah, because I did take damage in my first battle. Whoops. Oh, I forgot that. They can also drop these ink pots, which instantly restore our ink. These are not consumables. They're basically instant use. So they're just like hearts that you find in the field in regular Zelda games. Or I guess those stamina flowers from Skyward Sword. Since those really don't, like neither of those really appear as much in Breath of the Wild, say. Alas, my first battle was not perfect. I guess I really am rusty. Easton doesn't care. But now that we have our Power Slash, we can instantly take care of all these pots and stuff without having to run around headbutting like a fool. Those probably only have a little bit of money, so I'm going to ignore them and just keep going. I think that if I go to my collectibles, I will actually be able to see, yeah, it actually does show in the tracker for the stray beads how many in each area there are. So I'm going to be collecting all of these, so it's going to be helpful so I don't have to go hunting for any ones that I may have already gotten because they'll already be displayed here. Cave of Nagi 1 out of 1, good enough. So there is no fast travel at this point, so we do have to run all the way back, but this is a short area, so that we'll still be interrupted by enemies. Ha, you missed this time. Now run to that, grab the Demon Fang before it despawns. There we go. Why, I could have gone faster than that. I mean, I guess that's because I missed a couple times, but that's rude. Oh yeah, minigame. I think that you have to get 50 paw prints on the screen in that one in order to get a Demon Fang. The other one, there's just a series of paw prints that you have to time up your button presses with them appearing, and that one's probably going to be a little bit more forgiving as far as playing on the PC version with the slightly quicker loading times goes. But then again, with larger areas, some might still be large enough where they will or have enough time to get them in. I just was never very good at the timing when I was a kid. I don't remember the River of the Heavens having this sound effect. I mean, I kind of think it did, but I don't remember it being this loud and noticeable. I wonder if they've retooled some of the like the sound volumes and stuff for the remastered version. The arrow isn't quite the shortest path. I think it uses some kind of pathfinding algorithm to try to take the easiest path. So this one requires an extra jump to get over the fence, so it was directing us to the unfenced area first. Is there going to be another encounter in this nice wide open area? I'm gonna save real quick just in case. and I'm gonna get up and get a drink of water. Be right back. Okay, note to self, I should probably whip up a BRB screen for this, just to make it more obvious when I'm leaving this pause for an extended period of time so people can fast forward through the video or something. And like maybe bring up a different audio playlist or something. Is there anything behind the portal? There is not. The clouds just kind of overlap the ground, and as it fades off, not really into the distance, just kind of into oblivion. Nice. I remember that portal texture covering up a little bit more too, being a little bit more all-consuming. Oh, here's the pop. Oh, and there goes the pop print minigame. So we have to angle the camera up there, and that little icon down there means we can't manually control it, so we have to actually position ourselves in a place where we can do that. So we have to use, we can either scribble around and try to restore nothing, or we can use our power slash technique to cut the fruit down. What is the timing for this? I don't remember what the timing for that minigame is. I think it's just before each paw print appears. And really rapidly tapping the button doesn't really work as well as you might think. Oh yeah, Ishin's a perv. Almost forgot about that part. Well, judging by this rather green kind of eerie color palette, probably not super well. I mean, the music isn't exactly lively, kind of ominous. And I think that if we pass through this arch... Oh no, that's just later. Never mind. Come back once we've figured out what's going on here. Look, it's a statue. Let's go talk to the villagers. Let's talk to villager. Let's not talk to the villagers. Can we skip talking to the villagers? Do you have to go down and talk to the villagers? Oh, the other shoe drops. Can I skip? Darn. I cannot sequence break this part. Sorry for the spoilers. Can I sequence break and jump down? Jump. I can jump down and avoid having to walk all the way. That's nice at least. Where are some villagers? This isn't a villager, this is just a statue of a villager with a very real bucket on her head. Can we cut the bucket? We can cut the bucket. Sorry, statue. Wow, it's an amazing statue that grows buckets on its head. That's a boss monster. Oh, there's a statue and there's another statue. How convenient that all these statues are marked with one of those Buddha symbols. But there's. Oh, look, another statue. I wonder if there's someone that Eason will recognize as a person and not a statue. Hey, do you know who this person is? Oh, let's go back to the high ground I was just on. Yep. Let's just run all the way back up there. But it's fine since running is such a joy. I'm like Easton, maybe you should have detected that I was running following the direction that the arrow was pointing, so you could infer that I am running towards the high ground. Oops. Oh, at least it kept my momentum going. I mean, we were just up here and could see that, so it's not really new. If only the sun were out. If only we had a brush god for the sun. Yeah. I wonder if a good thing that's definitely not a separate power that we don't have or anything yet. I mean, I guess Ethan's also not really up on his mythology, and he doesn't know who Amaterasu is. We could see if there are any brush gods in the immediate vicinity, like standing on this platform, which has the symbol of the sun. Oh. Hint, hint. Oh, I forgot it did this. Yes, that's definitely what I was doing. I wasn't being blocked by plot progression or anything. I'm just hiding because I don't want you stealing my art, Ethan. Actually, I think we'd be much better served by the moon. No, that. Maybe if we had enough stars in the sky, it would light this whole place up. Now that I've lowered his expectations all the way. Yes, yes it is. Like, say, what just happened. Also notice how it changed the music, too. I think everything is fine now. Nope. Hmm. I think it's a fitting name. The Celestial Brush. Nice ring to it. And some stars. Don't forget about the stars. I mean, surely these people know that wolves don't have 100-year lifespans? Nah, definitely not. I love how it actually goes into villager view, so we can see that not everyone can see the what was the divine instrument and the little fluffy wingtips and the paint. It's just a regular white wolf chilling on your observation deck here. Nothing unusual. Look, it's very tame too. Wolves are generally friendly towards humans, you know, not vicious predators or anything. Wow. But this wolf can't understand speech. I guess you're smarter than you look. Wow, what a jerk. Also, I love how you get that scroll illustration of the enemies like that. We'll get one for every new enemy that we face from now on, and that is a pretty cool little touch. We can review them later in the one of the logs on the menu. In the bestiary, I think. Yep, they're exactly the same as the monsters that have been plaguing inside the shrine, too, so I think we know how to deal with those. Like turning people to stone, I think that might be a little bit beyond these. Okay, I'll let you handle this one. Yeah, got the orange back on his head. Got the demon fang. Let's hang around and get some money, since I don't think we have a permanent like treasure magnet. Oh, and I did actually get hit there, but it didn't do any damage because I had accumulated enough of a combo to get some kind of, I forget what the game calls it, but you get some kind of shield for like getting enough hits in without taking damage. Ooh, there we go. There's a perfect result. I mean, I guess Easton can see these magical glowing orbs of the land itself, paying tribute to goddess Amaterasu. So, a regular wolf who just grabbed him and tossed him around. There was a very real impact, but he probably thought that that was just his spine cracking. I don't know. Might have to do a little bit more to gain favor with him. I mean, even 100 years ago, people thought that Shiranui was just a regular white wolf, so that may not be a modern, recent problem. Ah, yes, totally. You're hopping on an animal right now, Eason. Wolves don't eat seeds, but that's beside the point. What the heck? The fate of the world is at stake. Let's feed some animals. Open the menu, check your inventory, yada yada yada. Remember, kids, to always check your menu. Okay, we can dig now. I think I tried that before and it wasn't really working in the Cave of Nagi. So we can dig holes. We want to look out for things sticking out of the ground. Is this one of them? Did I miss? I thought there was something around here. I think that... Oh, I scared the birds away. Come back down. We'll walk up to you more slowly. And now we can use our seeds to feed the birds. Love this nice tranquil scene that will just continue forever until we interrupt it. If you just want to watch a bird eating for hours on end, feel free. What's the start? Yeah. Okay. So how do I get out of this scene? Animals will give you a little bit of praise. The amount you get depends on how many there are and the type. Like, I guess each bird, I think there are 5 birds there, so each sparrow is only worth 1 praise or so. And the amount you get... more birds, but we're out of seeds, so we can't really do anything about that. Sorry, old man. I guess we threw you off. That's a tall cliff. He's still alive. He's fine. Oh no. Ah. See in the bottom left, my red shield icon has appeared. I don't know. I think I really paid enough attention to this feature to know how many strikes it takes to build up your shields. Just come on, jump, get the demon fang. Just that it will happen pretty reliably if you're, especially against these weaker enemies. So are you not human? Or is that just the pot on your head? Are those... Okay, those are sleeves. I thought his arms were blue. Oh, do I have to get a certain time for him? I don't remember what his deal is, whether he gives a stray bead for clearing his battles from a certain time. I remember that he has a couple of trials like that in different places, and I think that they will... I think that they are time-based, and you'll get some reward if you clear each one. So here's something that I was talking about before. It's just a regular tree from any other angle, but if you actually pass through the arch, you can see the glowing portal back to the Shrine of Nagi. If you want to actually talk to these people, you have to go around it. The innocence and wonder of children can see the gods as they truly are. I guess your sister must have passed through the pillar, through the archway while you went around, Camille. Camilla and Camellia. Oh, I guess we just shrank and went through a little, like, see, the bridge must have been about here, and this gap is where the River of Heavens was, and then we went up the staircase and into the shrine. I think I kind of screwed up the camera angle. Oops. And also, wasn't there a big door of light? Is there anything else around here? Examine? Oh, just the tree. Anything else around here? If I recall, it's easier to find treasure chests that are buried at night. I think that I could probably jump here, but I don't want to, because we can definitely get to that island later, but we can't swim to it. It's a little bit too far. Actually, I don't know if the game will let us jump off there, and I don't really feel like trying right now. So we'll just go back and down into the village proper. Like, maybe, just maybe with a running start, but with how slow you swim, I'm pretty sure that that is a recipe for disaster. So... Oh, no, this rock is not cuttable. Good to know. My treasure senses are tingling. Sometimes you can barely see the lip of a treasure chest. But I guess failing that, we will consume a radish. We can pick up a chicken too. Look, we're very gentle with it. We're just going to carry it around a little bit. Hey, I've brought you dinner. I think that sound was the chicken evaporating as we went inside. Okay, we can't take the soup, but we can see what they have. They have 10 yen. Was that 1 yen? No, that I have an odd number because of battle performance. That's what that was from. Oh, I could go get that radish again. I can talk to her, but I think that I just want to go find the save point over here and end for now. Since it's been almost 2 hours. I think that's good enough. The game is kind of slow at the start, so I don't want to rush it too much. It really picks up later, and I think that that's going to be a lot more fun. So with that, I will close off now and see about maybe resuming at a better time for people to actually watch. Since I've had one viewer, which is myself on the stream preview page, for the entire time. But looking at OBS, it appears that these settings are pretty good. I've dropped 1,000 frames, which sounds like a lot, but I've been going for so long that it has been like pretty stable. So I think that's good. and I unmuted it earlier just to test microphone settings, so I think the balance is good too. So we'll just count this as sort of a test or something. Yeah.